Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my Shop My Stash and Everyday Makeup Drawer for September. I am filming this a little later than I wanted to, but we're doing this today. And as always, I'm going to start off with a quick little overview of what my drawer is currently looking like. So if you're new to this series on my channel, this is my everyday essentials basically. I have a sharpener, lash glue, white mixer, which I haven't needed, all summer, but it's good to have in here just in case, a glitter primer, that sort of thing. Here are my base products, primers, foundations, and concealers. Here are all of my cheek products, powders, and contour kit. I have my eye stuff, so this is eyebrows, eyeliners, mascaras, eyeshadow primers, that sort of thing. Single shadows, part of this series, I'm trying to make an effort to use those more because they were just sitting in my collection. These are the products that I am currently testing, so we have a lot of BoxyCharm in here, but also some other products. My eyeshadow palettes that were already in my collection, this one I'm testing out. This is just a travel makeup bag and a brush cover. And then these were all the lip products that I have used this past month. And I'll show you up on my vanity a little bit. I usually don't do this, but things have been changed around a little bit. So this is where I keep my brushes, and then I have heat protectant, hairspray, dry shampoo, deodorant, the essentials. And in this little container here, I keep all of my lip liners. I don't have that many, so I don't rotate those. I have some face mirrors here, my eyelash curler, lip balm, my Cinema Secrets. These are the only two setting sprays I have left. I have gone through so many this summer. I'm really proud to have gone through that many. So I'm just keeping them up here now since there's only two instead of rotating them through and pulling them out each month. It seemed silly, especially since they're so different. So I have MAC Fix Plus. And then the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray, which has micro glitter in it, so I wouldn't necessarily rotate them, if that makes sense. And then these are the two oldest fragrances I have in my collection. I haven't been, sorry, this was in my way. I haven't been rotating my fragrances, but after doing my first Sephora orders video, I realized how old this was, and I've used so little of it. I want to get a lot of use out of it before it goes bad, which will probably be soon. And then this one's almost gone. It's just a light body spray that I use for every day. A lot of people around me are scent sensitive, so I don't like using heavy perfumes. I'm still trying to get a little more use out of these pocket backs, but they are expired. They still smell fine, but their antibacterial properties probably aren't that great anymore. So once I'm kind of sick of these summery scents, they'll just be getting tossed. And these are the two lotions I'm trying to work through. The same kind of thing with this peach body butter from the Body Shop. It's getting really old, but it's almost gone. So I'm trying to use as much of that as possible before I'm kind of sick of the summery scents, because it won't stay good long enough to use next summer. And then this is where I put my lip products. So something that's going to change a little bit this month is I'm going to be having 4 of each. And then if I want a specific color, I'll pull that too. So I'm going to have lip glosses, liquid lipsticks, and bullet lipsticks. This one I didn't use, so I'll only be pulling 2 lip glosses this month. And then these 2 products are in my project pan. So that's enough of an overview. Let's jump into my makeup collection, and then I can give mini reviews on some of the products in here as we go along. Okay, as always, we're going to start off with my new in makeup drawer. These products up front need to be used ASAP. They've been in here for far too long. And then these are newer products that really should still be used relatively soon, but I really just need to focus on here. I like to pull about 3 products in from here, and especially considering I have some hauls coming up. Sorry if I'm a little wobbly, I'm on my phone today. I'm just going to pull 3. This Winky Lux palette I think I've had in here for almost a year, and I really just need to use it or pass it along, and I feel like these colors will be really pretty for the fall time, so I am finally going to pull this in, as well as this Aurora and Ipsy concealer. It's the Pro Cover Up Concealer in Balmy Beige. If I don't try this now, I think it's going to get too dark for me. It's a little peachy too. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about this. I didn't like the color corrector that was of the same formula, so I'm going to test this out. And then from this compartment, I have this NYX Whipped in Pink Cloud, and I just don't think that this is going to be flattering on me, and that I'm really not going to use it. I haven't pulled for it all summer, and now going into fall, like, it's going to be too old by next spring, so I think I'm just going to pass this along actually and put it in. This is my, like, friends and family can go through this drawer. And what else do I have in here? Some blushes. I think I'm going to pull in this Ofra liquid lipstick in Santa Ana. This looks like a good transitional color, and I know I love Ofra's liquid lipstick formula, but I put products, even if I've tried the formula before, in here to make sure I'm actually getting use out of it before it goes to die in my makeup collection. Next, we're doing eyeshadow palettes. I like to have 4 in my drawer at once, so I already have 2 in there, so I'm going to pull 2 more. Last month, I had this Z palette with a variety of shades for like a peachy look. I'm putting this back, but I'm going to set it aside because I need to put these back in their like respective bigger Z palettes, which I have organized by brand for the most part. So like this is MAC, these ones here are Makeup Geek, these ones here are mostly Ofra, that sort of thing. So this is going back, I just need to organize it. The other palettes I had in here, I had this Buff collection by Pure Cosmetics. This is a supposed dupe for the Urban Decay Naked 3. The tones are very similar, although this is only $2 cheaper than the Urban Decay one, and I did get some use out of that, so it is going back. As well as this Pure Soiree Diaries palette. We got this in BoxyCharm a few months ago, and I really do like this. It's just a warm neutral palette, and I got quite a bit of use out of these shades. Wow, I can't fit any more palettes in here, but I am going to pull 2. Next up is the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. This is a great palette for fall, so I'm excited to get more use out of this. The next one up, I don't know if I mentioned, but I rotate through my palettes. Like I pull from here and put back from here. What is this? This is the Morphe X Kathleen Lights palette. Ooh, this is going to be fun to play with this month as well. I love this mustardy shade. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. For my singles, I felt like I had maybe a few too many this month, but let's talk about what I had. So I had the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Glow, which is a like matte bone shade, and I also had the Super Shock Shadow in Weenie. Both of these were Kathleen Lights collabs. I need to get more use out of my ColourPop shade, so I am going to pull 2 more again. And these are also being rotated, so these are the next 2 up. I have Crimper, which is a metallic gold, and Kush, which is a cool toned shimmer. For powder shadows, I was testing out this NYX formula, and I really did like these. I had the shades Girl Talk and Mermaid, and I used both of them and really liked them. I think I'm only going to pull 1 powder shadow single though, and the next one up is the Sephora shade in Colorful Mirror, or is that what they're called? Long Lasting and Pop Idol number 32. I'm not really sure what the actual color is called or if it's still available. This was in a Sephora favorite set, and it is beautiful. And then for pigments and glitter and all that is in the back here. I did use my MAC pigment in the shade Tan, as well as this L'Oreal Infallible in Hourglass beige. I think I want to pull in this ColourPop Supernova shadow in the shade UFO. I think that this is going to be really pretty with some of the other shadows that I have pulled, and put these ones back. These ones don't get rotated very well because they're all different shapes and sizes. Next up, we're in foundation, concealer, powder, and primers back there. I'm going to start off with primers. The primer I had pulled last time was the Maybelline Master Prime by Face Studio. I only had this one in besides my Project Pan because I wanted to focus on my Project Pan, but I'm getting bored of it. I want to pull in my Too Faced Hangover RX primer. I haven't used this for a while, and my skin is feeling a little bit dehydrated. And I also wanted to pull in my Smashbox Photo Finish primer, the pore minimizing one. This is probably my favorite pore filling primer, and I've just been missing that. Last month for powder, I had my Rimmel Stay Matte. July and August is when my skin is the most oily, so I needed to get more use out of this, but I'm ready to put that back now, and I'm going to pull in my e.l.f. HD powder instead. I used all of the foundations I had pulled last quite a bit, so I'm going to put them all back. Actually, that's a lie. I'm going to keep this one in because I need to throw it out once it doesn't match me anymore. This is the darkest foundation that I own, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte in 103, and it only matches me. Well, I have like the darkest tan that I'm going to get all summer, so I'm going to keep this in. It's probably not going to match me by the end of the month, so I'm going to use as much as possible before it goes bad. But I am going to put back the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation. I don't really like this that much, but I was using it when my skin was being really bad, and I don't know if it made all that much of a difference, but I have it, so I need to use it. And then the other one that I had was the Estee Lauder Double Wear in 1W, dropping it, 2. And this is probably one of my favorite foundations. I think I'm going to wear this on my wedding day. But put those two back and pull the next two. So next up is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. I absolutely love this one as well. And the Maybelline Matte and Poreless in the shade 120. I like this foundation, but it's not a favorite, but I have used quite a bit of it actually. But this is up next, and as always I'm going to move these two ahead and plop these ones in here. These two foundations back here are like my dead of winter shades, so they get a lot of use in the colder months, so they just kind of skip the rotation for now. I pulled two concealers. I have this Morphe concealer, which I only use for spot concealing because it is so dang dry, and the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Light, which is like my summer shade. I think I'm only going to put back the Morphe one and pull out the MAC Pro Longwear because these, again, these three, the Morphe and these two, are the darkest ones, and whoops, I need to use them now or wait until next year. So getting some more use out of these. Next up, this is my least favorite drawer just to look in, but these are my face palettes and my liquids and creams back here. Last month I skipped them because I felt like I was having to force myself to use it and I wasn't really enjoying it. I was just using it for the sake of getting use out of it. But I've actually been thinking about this product here. This is the Temp 2 Liquid Bronzer in Shimmer Bronzer SB. I got this in BoxyCharm, but I've actually been thinking about this and wanted to give it a try again. I rotate through my contour palettes. They're back there. Last month I used the Morphe 9C. It looks like this. I got quite a bit of use out of all the shades that match my skin tone. But next up is this IBY highlight and contour palette. Excuse me. Whoa. This is hard to do with one hand. And I actually really do enjoy this one quite a bit. So that's up next. Put the Morphe one back here. Eventually I would like these to be a little more mixed up. Right now it's kind of like blush over here and highlight over here. Just for the sake of rotating things a little better. Last month I used the Pure Bronze in Brighten palette. I only used the highlight in here because the other shades are just way too metallic, or in the case of the blush, way too bright for my fair skin tone. And I also used this blush duo by Pacifica, and I really do like this one as well. This is the Coconut Blush, trying not to blind you, in the shades Beaming and Tender Heart. I really like that formula. That means next up for blush, I have this e.l.f. blush palette in the light shade. It looks like this. It's a good variety of shades in this one. And for highlight, up next is the Smashbox highlighter palette. This is in collaboration with Casey Holmes, and I have the pearl one because it matches my skin tone best. And these are what the shades look like. Not sure if you noticed, but I put the blush back here as well, just trying to mix them up a little bit. So I have 4 blushes in the e.l.f. palette, 3 highlights in the Smashbox, and I already have a liquid bronzer. So let's see what we had last month. So for blush last month, I had the Seraphine Botanicals in Happy Hibiscus. This is a bit of a darker shade, darker neutrally type of shade, and I really did like that. And again, I rotate these. So that goes in the back. I used MAC Melba, which is a matte peach shade, really beautiful. And I also had the Physicians Formula Butter Blush in the shade Plum Rose. This is very light. I'm hoping to get more use out of it this winter when I'm at my fairest, but it really didn't do much for me at the time I pulled it in the summer. And lastly, I actually pulled this from my highlighter side. This is the Vintage by Jessica Leviskind in the shade Rose Gold. And I tried to use this as a more pinky highlight because I do like those, but it really just doesn't have the sheen that I want if I'm using this on my cheekbones. But this is a beautiful blush topper, so that's what I actually ended up using it for quite a bit. But because of that, I'm going to put it in my blush section and not back in my highlighter section. I'm only going to pull 2 blushes because I have so many in my blush palette, plus I have my Project Pan items too. I forgot to mention that. So up next, whoa, I thought that was going on the floor and it would have been broken. This is from Pacifica, and it's in the shade Wild Rose. It's a really pretty kind of mauve-y type of shade. It's hard to see with the glare, sorry. And I have this Tarte blush in the shade Party. Jesus, I have butterfingers today. This was a birthday gift blush, and it's really like a neutrally pink and goes with a lot of different looks. For bronzer, I had the Balm Bahama Mama sample. This is a super warm bronzer, and I really do like it. And if I ever were to go through this whole sample, and even though it's tiny, I, don't really go through products that much. If I were to ever go through that, I would consider buying the full size. And I also had the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster in the medium deep shade. And this is also a warm bronzer, but it has like a healthy sheen to it, so I really did enjoy that one as well. Still not really into contour that much, so I just keep skipping the Kevyn Aucoin contour. And up next is this Pure Mineral Glow bronzer. This is really luminous. And I also have this Beauté Basics Bronze Essentials. I still need to decide if I really want to keep this or not. This was in a BoxyCharm last summer, I believe. And it has the highlighters, which are just pure glitter. I would never put those on my cheekbones, but I don't like that they're mixed in, so it's hard to isolate the shades, but I'm going to test this out a little bit more this month. For highlight, I was testing this Artist Couture in Illuminati. This is super metallic, but I really liked it. I don't have a lot of highlights that are, this metallic. I don't know what any other word to describe it, so I am going to keep that. I don't love loose highlights or loose blushes, but I do have a few in my collection. And I used this a ton. This is the Physicians Formula Naturally Nude highlighting strips, and I was playing around with some of these deeper tones and the more pinky tones. In the winter, I stick with the top, like 3 shades in this corner here because I do get quite fair, but this works for a variety of skin tones, and the formula is amazing. Physicians Formula packaging, though, is so bulky. Again, I'm going to pull 2. This is Becca's Opal as just a mini sample size. It's kind of like a beigey tone. I really love that shade. And also have this Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals. This one is also a really blinding highlight, and I love the tones. It's kind of pinky and gold. Maybe you can see that. Next up is lip products. So these are my bullet lipsticks, lip treatments, and balms, and crayons, and these lipsticks that are in weird shapes like the ColourPop and the Makeup Geek ones. Back here, I've already pulled out the shades that I feel like are super summery and I don't feel like I want to use anymore until next spring and summer. And then these are my really fall vibes lippies, so there's lots of darker shades. I have this warm orange and I have some browns and stuff in there. I don't really feel like I'm ready to pull those out quite yet. I'm not fully in the fall vibes, but definitely next month, except I do want to pull in this Oh Front Kathleen Lights Miami Fever. This is my favorite lip to wear in the fall and winter, so I'm probably going to keep this in rotation for quite a while, but that is definitely getting pulled out. We'll talk more about these probably next month. I'm going to skip this section here. Also, I forgot to mention, I have 2 hauls coming up that have a lot of lip products included, so don't get too worried if I'm pulling boring lips. Anyways, skipping this section. I always skip this section. I just pull them when I need them. I have room for 3 bullet lipsticks. Again, I rotate them. So we have this NYX Matte in Tea Rose, which is kind of a mauvey rose shade, obviously. This NYX Butter lipstick in the shade Ripe Berry. That's pretty fall color. And this is the Rimmel Kate Matte lipstick in the shade 107, which is a deep dark red. So these are very fall shades that we have going on right here. Again, I rotate these and I pop in these ones here, except this Rimmel one in Pink Chic is a really light pink shade, and I feel like I'm not going to wear that at all in the fall and winter, so I'm adding that to my bin back here. Next up is gloss and liquid lipsticks. I already pulled 1 liquid lipstick from my fall section, so I need to pull 3. I will quickly show you the ones I had last time. I had the Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid in the shade Nude Flush, and I'm loving that idea from one of my subscribers to put the caps in one direction if I've used them recently, and then these ones are the ones I'm pulling. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit in the shade Rebel Rose, Too Faced Melted in Melted Fig, and Ofra in Pasadena. So 3 more pulling from here. I want to get more use out of this pinky shade before it's too late, and I don't want to. So pulling that. What else do I have in here? Oh, I want to use this Tarteist lip paint in the shade Home Slice. It's a burnt peach, and I feel like I need just a regular old nude. So let's pull in this e.l.f. Liquid Matte in, this is Blushing Rose, but I think I want Praline. Okay, actually pulling Praline. This is a more brownie tone. Trying to scooch these down a little more, but having the caps that way is really helping me. Lip gloss, I already have 2. Last month I used Buxom in White Russian. This is a mini. I do have the full size as well. The Trust Fund Beauty Lipgasm lip gloss. I really like the taste of that one, and it's a pretty nudie color. And this is ColourPop Fairy Floss, very similar to White Russian. So pulling 2, this is the LA Girls Glazed Lip Paint in the shade Daring. It is a vibrant purple, and it's more like a stain than a lip gloss. And this Cargo one in Anguilla is a baby pink. It's just a great staple to have. So those are the lip products that we pulled. I'll show you everything together in a minute. We have one more drawer to do. This is a boring one. These are like eye products. I have primers back here, brows, colorful liners, and black liners up front. I pull lashes as I want them. Also, if you didn't know, I don't talk about mascaras because I just keep a select few open and I don't rotate them. I just use them until they're gone. So, Smashbox Photo Finish Lid Primer in Light. I'm ready to put this back. It's kind of drying for what I want, and I want to get more use out of my MAC Painterly paint pot before that goes bad. And I also have my Project Pan one too, of course. For brows, I had this Peak brow powder. I've been really loving brow powder, so I'm actually going to pull in this e.l.f. not contour kit, the e.l.f. eyebrow kit, and it has a cream product and a powder product. I'm going to pull that in. This is the Brow Gal Tinted Brow Gel with fibers. I'm actually testing another brow gel right now, so that's just going to go back. And I had in my ABH Brow Definer. That is going to go back as well. I'm going to try and get more use out of the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Brow Pencil. I haven't used this in quite a while. For colorful eyeliners, I always like having a nude. Last month I had in my Pixie one. This month I'm going to use my Rimmel Scandalize in nude. I also had in this purple liner, which I did get some use out of. For the fall, I think I want to pull in a brown. I think I just used Mr. Bing. I feel like I've just used all of these though. Let's pull in the Smashbox Always Sharp in copper. No, Penny Lane. It is a copper shade though. Let's use this one. For black, I was using my Physicians Formula Eye Booster. I want to keep that in, and I was testing out this Hikari black liner. Didn't love it, so I'm going to switch that for my L'Oreal Silkissime. I haven't used this in a really long time. That is everything. Now we're going to quickly show you what my drawers look like. Sorry if you can see my clothes. My Alex 9 drawers are in my closet. Okay, so this is what my everyday makeup drawer looks like for the rest of the month. The layout is still the same. I have my cheek products, my base products, powders up here, my eye products, and single eyeshadows. This is my drawer to be tested. We have the 3 products we pulled in here. I have my BoxyCharm products, and then like I said, I have hauls coming, so that is a little overwhelming to me thinking about having to test all these products, but that's where we're at. I'm trying to do better with testing products as I get them so I don't end up with the backlog that's in my new makeup drawer. This is just the info card for my BoxyCharm for reference next month, and these are the 2 other eyeshadow palettes that we pulled. Lip products are empty because I put them as I use them in there. And then this is what we're working with up top here. These are the lip products we chose. So again, we have gloss in the very back, liquid lipsticks, and bullet lipsticks there. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the products that I pulled in my collection. I like that you guys are liking how I'm rotating my makeup and not just pulling in whatever I'm feeling like. Although that is fun sometimes, then I'm still not pulling all of the products, and this way I'm getting use out of everything, and as I don't like things or decide I don't want them anymore, I am decluttering them too, of course, and that way they go to a better home before they go bad. So please do give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!